What's up, guys? It's your boy Keep It Real MMA. I just want to make a quick video right now. It looks like that for UFC 281, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira has been confirmed for UFC 281. Obviously everybody knew it was the fight that was going to be made, but like obviously it's content for me, so I'm going to make a video on it. But we all knew this was the fight that was going to happen. 2 moments. Anyway, we knew this was the fight that was going to happen, especially when Pereira got the knockout against Strickland. So obviously we knew it was going to happen. But yeah, I'm glad to see that it's finally, about to, well, it has been confirmed. The UFC just confirmed it on Instagram. So I'm glad that it's been confirmed. I'm glad that it's official now and it is 100% confirmed. Like, because, we all know as fans that, like, sometimes, like, fights, what fight is coming next. You know what's coming next. But you're still in the back of your head is like, oh, what if the UFC pull a fast one? And you're hoping. Because the UFC pulled a fast one when it came to Volkanovski fighting the Korean Zombie on short notice, right? Because it was supposed to be Josh Emmett. That's what they were thinking. And then all of a sudden, they just pull Korean Zombie out of nowhere, right? So sometimes they pull a fast one, but like obviously not as obvious of fights. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, when is an obvious fight that's going to be made? This is still that little doubt in the back of your mind where it's like, fuck, I hope that, this is actually the fight that's happening now. But yeah, I'm glad that it's been confirmed. It's a fight that needs to happen. Obviously, in kickboxing, Alex Pereira has beaten Adesanya twice. I've seen both fights. Obviously, I'm very well educated when it comes to MMA judging and scoring of criteria. I know more than most 99% of fans and fighters. Most fighters don't even know how to score a fucking fight, which is embarrassing. But when it comes to kickboxing rules, though, I'm not sure. There's one thing with kickboxing. What I do know is that they do score aggression and pressure a lot more than what they do in MMA. And based off that fight, I'm not saying that he definitely beat Adesanya and should have got the decision, but based off that fight, he was a lot more aggressive than Adesanya, and he did have a lot more pressure and a lot more control. But that's just how Adesanya fights, though. That's his style where, he gets pressured back and he has all this really good head movement, and then, when he does that, and then they get back to range, and then he leg kicks for another 20 minutes. But, it was a great style. Fantastic chess playing, striking. But yeah, he's a great striker, but just fucking frustrating to watch. But so I'm not saying he 100%, won the first fight, I guess. I don't know though, but on paper he won. It's the same. Whittaker definitely beat Adesanya by decision. He should have been given the win, but they gave it to Adesanya because, judges don't know how to score a fight, and they had the Phantom 49-46 rigged scorecard for him, and for Ngannou, and for Usman, in fights that Ngannou should have lost and Usman should have drawn in. But, it's all good, they want to keep the African heritage to fight as champions, but, it is what it is. But, yeah, so, the second fight, though, is definitive. Pereira knocked him out cold. Knocked him out, fucking flatlined him cold. So, if you want to go based off of technicality, like, I need to look more into kickboxing, but, like, I'm an MMA fan, not a kickboxing fan. But I will look into kickboxing, and I'll see how they score the fights properly. And then I can make a judgment off of watching that fight again, because I have seen the fight, and it was a decent fight. But I don't know. But yeah, but anyway, this fight, I'm glad it's confirmed. Obviously, I'm not going to go into detail on who I think is going to win too much. Like, obviously, you guys have no idea, but I actually am going with Alex Pereira by KO. This will obviously be a kickboxing match. I do not see Adesanya trying to grapple with him unless he gets hurt, maybe. But you notice, right, Adesanya, when he got hurt by Kelvin Gastelum, he doesn't have he still has his kickboxing instinct where instead of grappling, he tries to back up and cover up and, you know, move and keep his head movement going, right? That's because obviously he comes from a kickboxing background. When Yoel Romero hurt him with that overhand right, he had the exact same reaction where he like backed up a bit and went like that and, you know, got his thing. Whereas most people in MMA, especially if they don't have a large history of kickboxing background, what do they tend to do when they get hurt? They tend to grab straight away. They try to just grab and, you know, get a hold of the person so they can minimize the amount of damage that they're taking, because that's what they do instinctively. Unless you're Tony Ferguson and you just roll across the floor, you know, do MR rolls and, you know, just cover up and do stupid front flips and shit. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so, like, you mean, obviously, I don't see him grappling with Pereira. Maybe if he gets really, really hurt and he has no choice. But, you know, these guys have fought each other 2 times before. They have each other's timing. They know what each other's like to do. You know, Adesanya knows that he's trying to land that hook and stuff like that. But the reason I'm going with Pereira by knockout, I'm not going to go into too much detail, like I said, but I'm going to tease you with the answer, but I'm going to say a large portion of it is mental. So I'm going to say not so much physical, a large portion of it is mental. But yeah, how does this leave the state of the division? Obviously, I think Strickland was number 4 when Pereira beat him, so I'm fine with a number 4 ranked guy getting the title shot. Because obviously, isn't, you know, because he beat the number 4 guy, he beat a top 5 guy. Yeah, it's fine. But the state of the division, no. Right, so obviously Whittaker has Vettori. That's a good fight. Whittaker's going to win that, in my opinion. Should be champ right now, but it's what it is. Cannonier. I don't know what's next for Cannonier. I believe that Cannonier could maybe fight Jack Manson again, maybe? Jack Manson. Darren Till, maybe, if Darren, you know, when Darren Till gets healthy. And then put Jack Manson versus, I don't know. It's a hard division to just like match up like this. It's one of those where it's like you don't really know. It's like, because it's a weird division. Like maybe Hermanson versus, yeah, I don't know. Hermanson versus, can't put him against Gaslam because he embarrassed Gaslam. Try to think, because you can't just leave Hermanson out, especially with a performance like that. I know it was against an unranked guy, but it was an unranked guy that was a pick-em, and I actually picked to beat him. So, you know, you got to give him respect, man, especially with that improved striking, man. So, it's tough. It's tough. Maybe Hermanson versus Andre Muniz. And if he gets that, then he gets a top 5 guy to boost himself up. And then Cannonier versus Darren Till. Obviously, Whittaker got Vettori, like I said. Costa's got Luke Rockhold coming on the August card. So the next matchup I would make is obviously Pereira versus Adesanya is happening. That leaves Derek Brunson, and that leaves Sean Strickland, who just lost to Pereira, and Brunson, who just lost to Cannonier. So, yeah, I'd put Brunson versus Sean Strickland, in my opinion. That's what I would put next. And, yeah, that's how I would match up. So, the state of the division is not too bad of making that fight, which is great. But, yeah, it's the fight that needs to happen. Obviously, we need to see him fight for the 3rd time, but this time in an MMA setting. Adesanya, Guy Nosanya's lost twice at kickboxing with him. So, we need to see how they fare up in MMA. It's a great fight. It's what the fans want to see, and I believe that this will actually bring in the pay-per-view buys after, you know, Adesanya's tanking all of his cards because he fights with leg kicks at range for 25 minutes straight. So, you know, this will actually bring in fans because of the whole Pereira aspect and, you know, the fact that they fought twice in kickboxing and stuff like that. So, you know, Adesanya needs to perform. He has no choice, especially with that performance against Whittaker and the performance against Cannonier. He needs to perform because otherwise he's going to lose most of his fans because, you know, he's losing to Sean Strickland at press conferences, and Sean Strickland is a highlight of the press conference, which is great. You know, I'm happy for Strickland, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like you see in lines like, I'll leave him frozen like Elsa. Like what is that, bro? You leave him frozen like Elsa, bro. You said it twice too. and saying King Kong ain't got shit on me and shit like that, bro. You're just saying cringe shit like, I'll dance on your grave, you know, like I'll do a TikTok dance on your grave, like, bro, like, you know, it's a grown man saying these things. And the thing is like, and then, like, it'd be okay if he actually showed out and performed in front of the fans, but he doesn't. He fights boring as fuck. And notice, the best performance of his entire career, the most dominant performance, was in the middle of a lockdown with a titty grown, a C-cup grown on his breast, and he knocks out one of the toughest guys in the fucking division, one of the guys that took massive shots off the hardest puncher in Yoel Romero. Definitely not sus, bro. Come on, man. But, you know, ever since then, like, what has his performances really been? It's just leg kicks at range for 25 minutes, and all of a sudden his titty's going down a bit, and then it's back, and then it's gone. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't understand, but, you know, this is not a video I hate on Adesanya. I'm just saying, like, he needs to perform because his pay-per-view buys are tanking, man. They're going down and down and down, like, to the point that they're not even revealing the numbers for him anymore, so you know it's not good. They need to do 500k pay-per-view buys or higher, because the ESPN actually buys, if you guys didn't know this, ESPN actually buys 500k pay-per-view buys. So if the UFC sells less than that, ESPN actually losing money. I don't see ESPN re-signing with the UFC when their contract's up. I don't see it. The UFC has no stars right now. We're in an era where the UFC are forcing stars on us, and we're not just allowing stars to happen in the making. Like, Brandon Moreno was kind of like a star coming in the making, but now the UFC are forcing it because they want another Mexican champion. That's why I won't be surprised against Dana's will. Hunter Campbell or Sean Shelby or someone like that will force Yair Rodriguez, his entitled little ass, into a title shot. And you know what Dana's like when it comes to people sitting up for a title shot. He doesn't like it. So I can see it not happening, but I can also see it happening for the sake of wanting a Mexican UFC champion. So yeah, it's one of those where it's like, Adesanya needs to perform, because otherwise he's going to lose 90% of his fans. The only fans he won't lose is his 12-year-old bum buddies. So at the end of the day, like, he needs to perform, because otherwise everything's tanking. So yeah, hopefully it's a good fight. Obviously we got the Santos versus Hill card coming up, so hopefully that's decent. Hopefully the tough fights ain't too boring, because it's been a terrible tough, let's be real. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Please hit the bell too, so you get notified. I upload very frequently. If you look through my videos, I've only just started my channel. On TikTok, I'm Keep It Real Edits. If you want to watch cool edits of fighters and stuff like that, I got another edit coming in the wing soon. You guys will like it. So yeah, please like and subscribe. Like I said, hit the bell. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.